Warning, dick tits ass balls, penis vagina dingleberry butthole, cum gargling spoot rag, bell and piss nose. Hello and welcome to this review of my Television GP101 keyboard. This keyboard was a donation from a viewer. Now, normally at this point, I thank the person who made the donation, but in this case, I think I might have to abstain. I fucking hate this thing. I hate it. Most commonly when I start to rant about a keyboard is because of the switches, which often tend to be scratchy or bindy or whatever. But in this case, it's Alps SK-BM White, simplified Alps, which are fine, not great or anything. Complicated SK-CM is much better, but it's not a problem at all. Still better than Cherry MX Blue. It's not the build quality either. It's got an okay plastic case and a thin, but at least present, metal mounting plate. Cable and feet are fine too. The build is pretty doable, not terrible at any rate. Speaking of the cable, look how ridiculously long it is. It's incredible. What was this thing used for? And it's got two plugs, of course, one for the keyboard and one for the trackpad, but for some strange reason they didn't mark the plugs, so they don't tell you which one is for which. Other times it's because it's ergonomic, like one of these nightmares right here, which I completely went to town on. To some people, I'm sure this kind of thing is very useful, but to me it's just audible shite. But even that isn't the problem with the television. Or maybe the form factor, something with entirely too few buttons like this here, which I'll be covering at some point once it's unfucked. I hate keyboards with too few keys on it because I feel like I'm missing out on too much functionality. But no, it's not that either. The television is crap almost exclusively because of the layout. Now, bearing in mind that I'm relatively flexible with layouts, a byproduct of testing a different keyboard every week for several years, it takes a fair bit to truly horrify me in this regard. But it does. It's hideous! The first thing you're likely to note is that the alphanumeric area is above the numpad, nav keys, and even the F keys. Now the problem here is that you really need to tilt your hands forward in order to have enough clearance over the switches, or you'll constantly be pressing these ones. Even my floating hand typing technique is not enough to solve this problem much of the time. Now, is it just me, or am I right in saying that a 4-year-old could have spotted this easily and that there is no way that this should have made it past the drawing board stage? Now, that of course would be enough to render the board unusable, but it goes way further than just that. The longer you look at it, the more things you'll spot that are wrong with it. So the top 4 rows are pretty standard ANSI, but below that it quickly goes fucking nutballs. I mean, look at this bottom row, what a mess! So instead of control, we have print screen here, then a scroll lock, and then break. So in one of the most prominent places on the keyboard, they put 3 of the least used keys. I mean, print screen is useful, definitely, don't get me wrong, but do you really want it here and have that poor tiny control key banished to the Alt keys position? Which is now here, by the way, next to the single unit backspace, numlock, divide, times, and tab. I have no words to describe this flabbergasting fecal befuddlement. Lopan demands an explanation for this bullshit. The bottom left sports the F keys. For some reason they're in a block shape rather than the more usual horizontal line, and next to that is a nav cluster with extra control and alt buttons on it. I guess they knew the other control and alt keys were too fucked to find properly. But these are not much better. And on the bottom right is the incomplete numpad. The rest is in the alphanumeric block where Alt and Control should be. Never have I ever unwanted a numpad as much as with this. It has a trackpad with 2 built-in mouse buttons, and surprisingly, this thing is actually quite nice. It moves smoothly and quickly and is very responsive, so you don't have to keep swiping it like you're in a Tinder frenzy to get somewhere on the screen. It's actually better than most trackpads I've seen on keyboards so far. It's still in the way, of course. I mean, it's anti-useful cluster poop cluttering up the bottom part of the keyboard, but, it works well at least. The keycaps are pad printed, thin ABS, not even surprised anymore, but admittedly they do at least look very sharp. One could be tricked into thinking they're double shots. The keyboard is in excellent condition, by the way, so at least I get to enjoy freshly squeezed poop, right from the benefactor's colon, this thing. Fucking hell. So the switches are okay, the build is okay, the keycaps are kinda crap, but at least they look good, and the trackpad is excellent, but it's all ruined by this cat shit felching turd sucker of a layout. What fundamentally incapable of life knobhead with only a single fart particle for a brain signed off on this out-of-hand April Fool's joke of a keyboard and thought, yes, this is a product, we're going to make this is a good idea. It's actually quite painful to type or game on after a while, you know. The fact that you have to suspend your hands in this mantis manner really sucks. So coupled with a turbo annoying form factor meant that I really couldn't bear to use this frustrating fecal fountain for more than 1 or 2 days at a time max. I still used it for a week in total though, hence my reticence to thank the donor for this contribution to the decline of my mental health. Fuck this ass cheek souffle of a keyboard. Fuck it in the flaps! That's it for this review. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. And following is a typing demonstration of me typing on this keyboard.